gracious host, and the position Spain has taken is something that we tremendously respect. What we're working for is for this pause to immediately develop into a permanent ceasefire. Inherent in the agreement that allowed for this humanitarian pause is an agreement that would extend it should more civilians be released. We support this. We have clearly supported that civilians be released, but again, you cannot have the whole people of Gaza hostage. You cannot have 2.3 million Palestinian hostage and subject them to the destruction and aggression that we've seen unfolding over the past weeks. So yes, we demand that this pause turns into a permanent ceasefire. We urge the international community to also push as hard as it can for this to become a ceasefire, because simply a ceasefire means that lives are saved. We've seen them go after Guterres, we've seen them go after the Spanish Prime Minister, Belgian Prime Minister, High Representative. One of the victims of this war, in addition to the horrific loss of life and destruction of property and all of that, is also people's belief in the viability of peace. So I think the amount of anger, outrage, hatred, loss of faith in peace that has engulfed the region is something that we're all going to have to navigate through. And Riyadh, because they're the chair of the Arab Summit and the OIC Summit as well. So we'll have all of these in the room tomorrow as well. And I think really it's a very, very good opportunity. First of all, we cannot talk about who will run Gaza before this war ends, because we don't know what kind of Gaza would be left after this aggression is over. Gaza is being turned into rubbles. Its population, 1.7 Gazans have been displaced. So we're talking about a catastrophe of enormous scale here. So the first thing, stop the aggression. Then after that, Gaza alone cannot work. Any approach to dealing with Gaza should be part and parcel of a comprehensive approach to address the Palestinian-Israeli conflict in its entirety, and that can only be through the two-state solution. Obviously, there are a lot of challenges in the process, but Israel cannot be allowed to determine the future of this region. It cannot just create a reality and then have us all coming, running to clean after it. Israel must be held accountable for what it's doing. It must stop the aggression, and it must engage in later in I wouldn't say process, but in measures that would restore the credibility of the two-state solution as a way to go forward.
The biggest gaps with?
We're filming, or? Europe has a crucial role to play. We're one neighborhood. What happens in our region south of the Mediterranean affects Europe in a major way. With so many foreign ministers attending, I think that that is a good forum for us to again see how we can work together. We all want the same thing. Yes, there are differences in terms of how do we deal with the current catastrophe. We are demanding an end of this aggression. Some of our colleagues in Europe have not gone thus far yet. They're supporting the humanitarian pause, though. We need to bridge the gap, and we believe we want to convince our partners that this war must end, because it's producing nothing. What is this war achieving other than killing people, destroying their livelihoods, and again creating an environment of hate and dehumanization that will define generations and will take us a very, very long time to navigate through towards the future that we want.
Are you good, or you need more weather talk?
Displacement of Palestinians is something that none of us will accept. We've seen Palestinians leave their homes in 1948. We've seen them leave in 1967, and they've never gone back. We believe that displacement is something that will further empty Palestine from its people. We in Jordan said that's a red line, because we see it as a threat to our national security, and we'll do whatever it takes to prevent this from happening.
Yeah.